And then, Pete, a couple weeks ago, you and Dane released your winter preseason ID picks to click story. Just kind of talking through some guys registered for events to preseason IDs that you're looking forward to seeing or you think might kind of shoot up the board a little bit after their showings at these events this winter. So I think today we're going to kind of talk through some of those guys that were in that article, and we'll each kind of take a few. So feel free if you guys want to get in first. Go right ahead.
I think out of the entire list that I put together, the guy I'm most excited to see this winter is Cooper Chappell from Waubonsie Valley. 6'3", 165, like long levered, really projectable. A ton more to come in that frame, but he popped early last summer, was the first time we saw him. And man, you watch that video, like, it is elastic, it is loose. He is a great mover. That kid is, the sky is the limit with him. I've said that a few times today, but him, like, for real, like, that kid's going to make jumps soon. Three pitch mix, the breaking ball's got good action. He can turn over a good changeup. So it's like a starter profile with three pitches, but I've seen some rumblings of him, like the velo, already ticking up. So just really excited to get him on a track, man, and get him in front of us and see what he can do, because I think he's got a chance to be pretty special.
I'll go next. This is a guy, admittedly, we have our hot list that Gavin actually disperses out across the entire company. And anytime it's like preseason ID related, like, hey, what prospect are you really looking forward to? I was probably wearing him it out because I kept going to like the same name. I felt like every time there was a prompt for this. And for me, it's Henry Shower, shortstop out of Jacobs. He's a 2029. Kind of fell in love with like the prospect. This time last year, he came to the McHenry Rising Stars ID, was awesome on the infield just with his actions, right? Like his arm strength isn't going to wow you right now, but like he's so young still, like it doesn't really matter. What you want to see at that age are the actions. And then also how he took BP there. I remember Hammock, I want to say you were on hitters that day and you came away really impressed. He then earns an invite to our Rising Stars game last summer and ran a 6.81 at that age. And usually, like, that only gets better as you get older. So, like, man, it's easy to dream on what that's going to look like by the time he's, 17, 18 years old. But really like this kid. Excited to see what he looks like now, what type of work he's been putting in the offseason. And, if all goes well, this is a kid that it would not surprise me if he's factoring for Jacobs this spring.
I'll go with Jake Weeks. He's a middle infielder at Dunlap, 2027. He is the younger brother of Davis Weeks, who is at Michigan State now. But I have not seen a ton of him, like in game, in person, things like that. But just he's one of those guys that has an athletic frame, and I think he probably, coming into this event, I would not be surprised if it looks a lot better, stronger. Maybe he's taller. He's kind of growing into his body more now, but it looks like a really easy left-handed swing with some whip through the zone. Like, I would not be surprised if the tools, everything like that, the metrics were continuing to tick up. It looked like he had like a 704/60 the last time we saw him, so I wouldn't be surprised if that's quicker now. Defensively, he's a steady defender up the middle. Like, I don't know. I know Davis, his older brother, was a really good infielder, good hitter, also a really good arm too on the mound. But I would not surprise me if Jake kind of comes to an event this year and just starts to kind of pop and really show who he's going to be here in the future. So Jake Weeks here out of Dunlap.
Just to piggyback, I absolutely loved the swing, Hammett, that you included in that article. Like, just a reminder, like, there's video on all these guys in that story as well. But yeah, Gavin, I love that left-handed swing. Really excited to see what he looks like this winter as well.
Same here, Gavin. I had him on my list, so just crossed them off. I chose about 5 guys to make sure that you guys didn't steal all my guys. But one that I'm really excited to see is Wesley Bogda. He's a 2028 at Crystal Lake South, and I think what gets me intrigued is he is a two-way guy, but with the frame, he's a left-handed hitter, and he is the son of head coach over there, Brian Bogda, who shout out Coach Bogda. Pretty sure you just got inducted into the IHS BCA Hall of Fame this past winter, so very well deserved, and big shout out here coming from the crew. But no, Wesley, like, what I love is, man, you watch the swing, like, kids that are that young with that kind of frame, it is very hard to control your levers. And I just think it's only going to get better for him, and he's only going to be more connected. It's only going to get smoother. And you watch the path, and like, the path really works. The ball comes off his bat. And then he's also interesting on the mound as well. So like he's just one that I want to see the progression with him. Because it may not be this year, it may not be next year, but I think at some point everything's going to click for him and it's going to turn into something really, really interesting.
I'll keep going. I got a couple more names. One that I saw just this morning looking through the list was Cody Ganther from Morrisonville, a 2028 left-handed pitcher. Another like really projectable kid, 6'2", 170. You know, it doesn't jump off the page right now. Velo-wise, it's like 79, or at least that's what it was about a year ago. But that's just a kid that you watch him, you're like, all right, he's going to make a jump. Whether it's now, whether it's in a year, you know, time will tell. But I think he's got a chance to really pop this year. When it's synced up, it's really good. He gets in some really good positions. He's flexible. And the breaking ball is actually really good too when he gets it out front. Really good arm speed on it, good action. So he's one that I expect to make a jump. And then Alex Gavoni, another one that I really like. Loyola 2028. Just a big fan of the athlete and the baseball player in game. But he's got good tools all around. I like the swing. It's a good, clean swing, good approach, and he's got a chance to stick on the dirt long term. But been seeing some videos of him on X, and I think that the tools are going to take another step this winter.
Love the Gavoni shout out. He was on my list, Pete. I'm actually going to stay kind of on the similar theme of a kid we had at our super sophomore games, which Alex was there as well. And go back to the Fox Valley well one more time. And I'm going to take Tommy Gassner, first baseman out of Huntley, left-handed hitter. He's a 2028. For me, like, I feel like he was one of the more impressive bats we had there last summer, Hammett. Like, I feel like he also just really came on towards the end of that weekend. Also a great kid, but like ton of feel for the bat from the left side. And also at first base, like that kid can pick it, which isn't always the case, especially that young, like a first baseman that can genuinely defend over there. But Tommy definitely can. Excited to see him this winter and a bat that is probably going to plug right into the middle of that Huntley lineup this spring.
All right, I'm sticking with Dunlap again here. I'm going a right-handed pitcher, 2028, Dean Marchand. I really liked Dean last year at the Peoria Preseason ID. It is not going to wow you from a velo standpoint or anything like that. And again, I think we've said this so much. That stuff doesn't matter at such a young age. Like we were just talking about it with Slidem. Like it only matters as you get older, as you continue to progress. Are you throwing harder? Are you getting better each time we see you and each time coaches see you? And Dean, the thing that impressed me the most was just the way that he moved. It's really easy. It's loose. It's athletic. And he threw strikes. With all of his pitches, he maintained the arm speed on all of his pitches. To me, it just looks like a guy that is just bound to continue to get better. And this year, if we see him, like it won't surprise me if the velo ticks up and he still moves the same way and everything looks good. So just excited to see Dean and hopefully, he put in a lot of work since we last saw him and it continues to get better.
All right, I'm going to go unsigned senior here. So sticking on the unsigned senior showcase, we talked about that. And I mentioned how, hey, if you are an unsigned senior, it doesn't mean that you can't come to a different event. Well, Jack Stefani from Glenbrook South has signed up to come to our O'Hare preseason ID. And I've long kind of been intrigued by Jack. He's just looking at his X profile here too, getting some updates on him. I wanted to see if there was any recent video or anything, but he's 6'2", 201 pounds, outfield right-handed pitcher. We've had him in the low 90s on the mound. And I've long liked his left-handed swing. And then I also see he put on his X account, he's a 35 ACT. So I'm going to shout that out for him, like really high academic, switch hitting outfielder who also is into the low 90s on the mound. Like people need to know about him. Hopefully, he's has some schools right now that he can choose between and he's just continuing to expand his horizons here coming to this event. And I'm excited to see what it looks like all over the place for Jack. But he's one I have my eye on here going into his final senior season.